Let's break it down. The broken baker's coming to town. From Denmark with love, watching courts go wild. American drama got me hooked like a child. Twists in the courtroom, objections all day. Live on the screen, come and join the fray. Step one, grab your coffee, settle in tight. Step two, laugh at the chaos left and right. Step three, Danish take on the law so crazy. Step four, hit subscribe, don't be lazy. Oh yeah! He's the broken baker, breaking down cases, real truth shaker. Witty and fun from across the sea. The broken baker set my free. Hey, hey, broken baker, Danish style so smooth. Legal madness in the groove. Yeah, join the live today. The broken baker's here to slay. High profile trials, witnesses spin. Alibis cracking, let the fun begin. Outside of you with a humorous twist. True crime fans, you don't wanna miss. Even when it's broken, we find the fun. Danish baker baking truth for everyone. The broken baker, yeah. Hit that bell, let's go
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, and what, if any, you might be, and welcome to a more normal stream on this channel, because today we are reading a motion in the Aidan Carney case. Aidan Carney, for those of you who doesn't know him, is the journalist, blogger, Voldemort called Turtle Boy, who is facing up to 90 years in prison in another overreach of the power structure in Massachusetts, where you don't care about the law, you just care about getting even. They couldn't get Karen, they want to get Aidan. But another kind of enjoyable motion. It's BS that Aidan has to spend insane amount of money to have all of these motions written in this case that should never have been a case. So wherever it is on the screen on it's up there. There is a QR code where you can support Aidan Carney's defense fund. Maybe one of the mods can put a link so we can pin it on the chat as well. So if you want to help Aidan out with his lawyer bills, we can do that as well. And for those of you who might come in and expect more petty streaming like last night, it won't be like this. Today we are back doing what we normally do. If I'm gonna go raunchy, I'm gonna do it mostly at nighttime, because I have two very different sets of audiences. I have my trial watching audience and the ones who likes a little more rambunctious baker. So just to not mix it up, we're trying to keep it separate. But thank you all for the positive feedback on my stream yesterday. I felt I had to say it. I'm done being Mr. Nice Guy, but I just don't want to go back to the well with all of that drama, because looking on the Twitch thread today, it kind of seems like someone went too far yesterday. And hopefully we can restore everything back to as normal as we can be. And remember, everyone, you don't have to love everyone. You don't have to be fans of everyone. It's your choice. and no one should have these purity tests of who are the good ones and who are the bad ones. I will say, as the only thing, I saw that the ladies of the free care and read movement was described as old grandmas. I have seen multiple of you outside of the courtrooms, and I wouldn't describe you as old grandmas. But hey, I'm the massage therapist here. Well, yeah, I'm trying to be nice. Hey, Jinxie Poo. Yeah, Zach, you're also too old to stay up that late. Hey, Sherry Bake and Teresa and Sue. Oh, thank you so much, Cherry. Tracy, sorry. Better row or Bradle writing the motion. I do enjoy a good better row motion. Well, it's of course it filed by both of them, but it's a better row motion, and trust me, better row doesn't disappoint again. Hey, Irish. I'm turning 40 in 2026, definitely into my grandma years. Well, I'm turning 27 in 3 weeks, so I am not that old yet. Um, yes. Let's get to it. I think we did what we needed to say on that one. So this is filed in the case against Aidan Carney. This is the SUR reply in support of motion to disqualify Robert Cosgrove. We still have no decision on Cosgrove's disqualification or him finding a new prosecutor or whatever he's about to do, because no one really knows. I thought that I heard, I could be wrong, that there would be a decision by New Year, but it's Massachusetts. We don't care about deadlines, timelines, phone lines, or fault lines, water lines, shorelines, none of the lines. All of this is just something that we put in for the defense, and then the state can shit all over it. Why did the frog take the bus to work today? His car got towed away. Oh. Well, we're off to a good start. Yes, I'm 26. I'm turning 27 later this month. I know. I'm looking rough for 26. This is filed the day before New Year's. Public confidence in the integrity of the criminal justice system is essential in its ability to function. Commonwealth v. Badgett, citing Georgia v. McCollum. The Commonwealth's response envisions Robert Cosgrove's conflict with Lindsay Gaetani in a vacuum. It ignores that separate and apart from Mr. Cosgrove's conflict, the case against Aidan Carney, is rife with other conflicts and scandals, the combined impact of which severely undermines the public's confidence in the integrity of the Norfolk County's criminal justice system. A summary of these conflicts and scandals follow. And trust me, it's going to be a lot. Remember to take notes. There will be a quiz in the end. Tons of fun. You're an old grandma. Well, I am a granddad as well, so I don't care. People are as young as they believe. And no, Marissa, you're not 22. Thank you, Rock Druid. We had stopped, waited for you. So thank you so much. In September 23, Norfolk District Attorney Michael Morrissey recused his office from prosecuting Mr. Carney due to the conflict created by investigating a journalist who publicly accused the DA's office, the Massachusetts State Police, and various civilians of framing Karen Reed for murder. After the Attorney General rejected his entreaty to prosecute Mr. Carney, Morrissey engaged Kenneth Mello and Robert Novak as special prosecutors. The MSP Detectives Unit did not recuse itself, even though it labored under the same conflict as the DA, given Mr. Carney's accusation that Detective Tully, Michael Proctor, Yuri Buki was corrupt in the Karen Reed case. See the former affidavits. The full breadth of the Norfolk SPDU's investigative bias against Mr. Carney has been bolstered by the Commonwealth's latest disclosure and recent social media post made by Bukaki. On January 28, 2025, in response to Mr. Proctor again smearing Mr. Carney as a Olivia Nile is way too good. She's not like the government where you can just take it out and copy paste it into a Word document, and then you can read the full Epstein list. This is professionally done, so we can't figure out what he called Aidan. Bukaki assured him that Carney, who he disparages as, I'm just going to make it up, a goat herder, would jump off a cliff and swim through the ocean. I don't know. Maybe we should make that the test. Fill out the best things to put in these blank out. Olivia, you're doing your job too well. Sergeant Bukaki giddily told Mr. Proctor that awaiting Mr. Carney and other unnamed people would be. Mr. Proctor hoped his colleague was correct. Bukaki shattered any facade of impartiality in his investigation of Mr. Carney and Miss Reed by professing enthusiastically support for Jennifer and Matthew McCabe and the Alberts, and by revealing his overt bias against and disdain for Mr. Carney and Miss Reed, leveraging his status as a supervising detective in the cases against Mr. Carney and Miss Reed, footnote 1. In addition to participating in the investigation of Mr. Carney and Miss Reed, Sergeant Bukaki testified that he was intimidated by Mr. Carney lobbing questions at him as he left court one day. An indictment related to this incident was dismissed. At Miss Reed's 2025 trial, Bukaki was detailed the MSP's investigation. Cliff diving is fun until you see the lake drained for winter and realize what you're diving into. Yeah, there's way too many rocks down there. Bukaki actively solicited money for witnesses against Mr. Carney and Miss Reed and his co-defendants in a lawsuit filed by Miss Reed. At least 7 times from November 25th to December 2nd, even referencing Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Giving Tuesday as perfect days for happy donating everyone. Footnote number 2. Bukaki repeatedly directed potential donors to a website. This is the website of the House defendants. That was a dum-dum. Created to support the McCabes and Alberts, whose mission statement is to protect and empower witnesses and victims of crime who face retaliation, harassment, or defamation for fulfilling their civic duty. Remember the first time we saw on the Twit that Bukaki had told people to go support this. I said this will come back to bite them in the ass. You can call me Baker Damas because it's coming back to bite them in the ass. Just like Chris Albert drunkenly supporting people saying Aidan should end up with a chalk outline. This will come back to bite the McAlberts in the butt. Thank you, Brittany Knight. Have a great day and enjoy the rewatch. Why does Trooper Bukaki still have a job with the MSP and spam? Because so far they haven't found enough dirty work on him that he needs to go. He has just gotten some suspensions. Hopefully, the new boss will not be the same as the old boss. Well, that's the Norfolk one. So, yeah. You've forgotten about so much happened. Yeah, but sometime Baker Damas is correct in all the prophecies I have given. I should write them down and do the Bakers of 2026 and see how much I was right. In one post, Sergeant Bukaki included a fundraising link and issued a calls to arms seeking financial support for the good, the McAlberts, in their fight against evil, Mr. Carney and Mrs. Reed. Miss Reed. As I post infrequently, when I do it, it is usually noteworthy. The struggle, the conflict is straightforward. It is a contest between decency, justice, and order versus evil, chaos, and lunacy. They need your support. Every donation, regardless of size, is beneficial as this will be a lengthy process. First of all, this is insane to put it to these biblical levels of good versus evil. But Sergeant Bukaki, you are showing that you have absolutely no right to be close to any case because you are so effing biased. If you see this as a struggle between good and evil, you're too biased to be a police officer. No one can trust him going into any case. If he is watching cases in this light, of course you should be looking at, okay, we're trying to find justice, that's what we do. But this approach to it, it's really weird. Really weird. In another post, Bukaki disparaged Mr. Carney's and Ms. Reed's supporters for their low level of intelligence. That's all of you people. So if you are in Canton, Massachusetts, or anywhere else where the MSP has anything to do and Bukaki comes up to you, just know he thinks you're an idiot. He thinks you're stupid. He thinks that you are below him. This is the people we don't want with guns and badges. These are the people who cannot control themselves when they get power. Yuri was resigned to headquarters counting paper clips. Did he weasel his way back? He didn't weasel his way back. He got demoted. Most of them, I think there's one person left at the MSP or something like that at the Norfolk DA's office. The rest have been tossed all around. But just looking at people this way as a police officer, yes, everyone has a bias against other people. But just like we tell the jury, leave your biases at the door. When you put on your police uniform, you have to see everyone equal. This man has clearly shown that if he goes out there and Marga Barbie, who doesn't live in Massachusetts, but she's visiting the Wilbur, and she gets into a problem because she's an outspoken turtle boy person. Bukaki will then treat her differently. That's not how justice should be served. Sadly, that's how justice is in Massachusetts. For believing conspiracy theories and for proudly helping ruin innocent people's lives. On November 29th, Bukaki put to rest any notion of the Norfolk SPDU's actual bias against Mr. Carney and Ms. Reed by posting a donation link and revealing himself as the spokesperson for the McAlberts fundraising operation, writing, every donation, no matter. It's his third language. You have to live with it. No matter the amount, makes a huge difference. Your generosity matters, and the ones in need greatly appreciate your support. I personally thank you on their behalf. He just want to get fired. Sergeant Bukaki's crowdsourcing of funds for prosecution witnesses against Mr. Carney and Ms. Reed may violate Massachusetts conflict of interest law. Either way, his overt advocacy for these witnesses and his clear bias against Mr. Carney and Mrs. Reed makes a mockery of any appearance of impartiality in the Norfolk SPDU's investigation of Mr. Carney and Miss Reed, and obliterates whatever confidence the public had in the integrity of those investigations. Mr. Miller was disqualified from the 2024 indictment after he made himself a material defense witness. He withdrew from the instant matter while a motion to disqualify him was pending, which included, among other things, proof that he advocated on behalf of witness Chris Albert while exploiting his official capacity as Mr. Carney's prosecutor. Mr. Novak sought to formally withdraw 1 day after defense motion to dismiss, alleging pervasive prosecutorial misconduct was filed. In March 24, Morrissey engaged Mr. Cosgrove to assist Mr. Miller with legal analysis and motion work on the pending cases against Mr. Carney. In September 25, Mr. Cosgrove voluntarily withdrew from the 2024 indictment, citing an ethical conflict with Mrs. Cartooney after she sued him and Tully for intentionally violating her rights during the investigation of Mr. Carney. Oh, sorry. I was just seeing if my mods was telling me something. In June 2025, Miss Reed was acquitted of all charges related to the death of John O'Keefe. A few months later, Miss Reed sued several witnesses against Mr. Carney, among others, for conspiring to violate her civil rights, including Tully, Bukaki, Proctor, Miss McCabe, Mr. McCabe, and Brian Albert. Some of these witnesses, defendants, also threatened to sue Miss Reed and Mr. Carney, but have not done so. Miss Reed is a defendant in a pending lawsuit filed by the estate of John O'Keefe. If the court permits Mr. Cosgrove to remain in this case, he will be prosecuting a high-profile matter of public concern, alleging that Mr. Carney intimidated witnesses while he reported on a case against a woman who was acquitted after 2 high-profile trials. Matthew McCabe, Brian Albert, Chris Albert, Colin Albert, Juliana Nagel, and Mr. Proctor did not testify at Ms. Reed's 2025 trial. Elizabeth Proctor did not testify of either of Mrs. Reed's trials. Under the following circumstances, Mr. Cosgrove had been sued for intentionally misconduct by Miss Cartooney, who previously testified for the prosecution, but is now a likely defense witness. Tully has been sued by Miss Gattani for intentional misconduct and is Mr. Cosgrove's co-defendant. Tully had been sued by Miss Reed for violating her civil rights. Tully has been disciplined for his misconduct in the Reed case. Bukaki has been sued by Miss Reed for violating her civil rights. Bukaki was disciplined for his failure to supervise Mr. Proctor in the Reed case. Bukaki's documented actual bias in favor of the McAlberts and against Mr. Carney and Miss Reed will be exposed to the jury. See Exhibits A. No, it's all redacted. Damn it. Olivia, damn you and your redactions. See Exhibit A and B. Mr. Proctor has been sued by Miss Reed for violating her civil rights. Mr. Proctor ordered text disparaging Mr. Carney and revealing his investigative bias during the MSP investigation. Mr. Proctor's repulsive text messages about Miss Reed contributed to his termination from the MSP. Mr. Proctor's electronic communication have jeopardized numerous other cases and made him the national poster child for police misconduct. 3 key civilian witnesses against Mr. Carney, the McAlberts, have been sued by Miss Reed for conspiracy to violate her civil rights, and Miss Gattani's testimony will undermine the credibility of Tully and Miss McCabe, which will subject her to cross-examination by Cosgrove and then likely result in Mr. Cosgrove in attacking the credibility of his civil accuser. That's quite the timeline of what is actually at stake here. Hey, Dottie Not for Gotti. You should be. But this is the problem that is getting to Aidan's case, in which I still believe, I never think it should have been filed in the first place, but why this case should just be thrown out. The prosecutors are corrupt in it. The police are corrupt in it. There's no way any of these people will not either have to lie on the stand, potentially take the fifth, or will show that they actually work together to paint him as the evil beast to try and frame Karen Reed. Because of the interlocking mechanisms of these two cases, even though one is criminal, one is civil, they're going to run into so many problems in these cases. Hey, expert. Because the only one who is not in both of them is Cosgrove. The rest of them, they are tied into each other. The victims in one case is being sued in another case. The police who investigated Aidan Carney and is the reason why he's being accused are the same police that is being sued because they had so severe professional misconduct that all of them have had reprimands or being fired. This is a monster problem they are building. And why I believe that if I was the MSP, I would just drop it. Because can Bukaki go up and testify against Aidan without getting in trouble with the Karen Reed lawsuit? Will any of the testimony that Bradel and Betterow try to get out of them in a criminal case, because the criminal case will happen before the civil case, will that then be used to impeach them in the civil trial? We know Bukaki already put his lawyer in the courtroom. What makes us think that he is willing to talk? Because he's been sued civilly. Okay, so wait, after hearing what they'd like for Turtle Boy, is that not witness intimidation? It's different. It's kind of the same with perjury. If you lie and you benefit the state, you will never commit perjury. If you lie and benefit yourself, it will be perjury all day long. Just a question about how much we can close our eyes for. You were waiting for this motion. Well, Holly Mac, congratulations. I gave it to you for Christmas. Yes, any sworn testimony in a court case is impeachment material in another court case. And this is where, and again, I'm not a lawyer. Jemima is a lawyer, and she's smarter than I am. But do these people really want us to take the stand in Aidan's case? Wouldn't they be trying to say, Costco, get the fuck out of here? Yeah, let the McAlberts go crazy. But Tully and Bukaki, most likely Michael Proctor as well. I don't know if he's been a part of it. If they are going to be a part of that and potentially setting Bukaki up for losing a civil suit that he has to pay money for, I would plead the fucking fifth all day long. But you can't do that as a police officer, can you? Oh, yes, you can. But does it look good? No, it doesn't. Hey, Melissa. You should do that, expert. Get some sleep, get better, and remember, you need to reach out to Emily C. and make a program with her. The expert and Emily C., she's a former kindergarten teacher. She can potentially handle you. Potentially. Thank you so much, Holly Mac, for gifting 10 memberships. It disappeared somewhere. I hate that it doesn't color it. That one. Thank you so much, Holly Mac, for gifting memberships to Jasser, Macababi, Dottie for Goddy, Berdine, Ernie Quint, Jinxie Poo, Princess Chelsea, Shannon, Mama MSN and bit tits. The word of the day so far is bit tits. Google on your own volition. But if I can have genitals in my chat, I can have bit tits as well. Thank you so much, Holly Mac. The effing fifth, is that the right to remain silent doing? No, they just stay silent doing because they can't really feel you, Zach. I think the union is paying for these lawyers. Yeah, but still, if you say something stupid that can get you in trouble in a civil suit where you can potentially get out of pocket with your own money, I would shut the fuck up. And everyone is saying expert. It took Melanie like 8 hours to read the mega motion. Yeah, that was insanely long. Insanely long. Emily C and me are going to play crayons and drink milk. Well, she will make sure that everything is taken care of. Emily C is a star. This is the landscape facing the court as it considers whether the public confidence and integrity in this matter and the Norfolk County criminal justice system will be further eroded by allowing Mr. Cosgrove to prosecute Mr. Carney, notwithstanding Ms. Gitani's formal accusation against him. See Badgett. Argument. Put simply, as related to Mr. Carney, Mr. Cosgrove is prosecuting Mr. Carney in a 2025 witness intimidation indictment in which Chris Albert and Colin Albert alleged they were emotionally harmed by reviewing video of Mr. Carney clowning around as he looked into a video camera outside Chris Albert's D&E Pizza. Funny enough, not to get back into the old we are yelling at people online thing, where the indictments for this illegal wiretapping in this one, because you're not allowed to record audio on the streets. On December 5th, Mr. Cosgrove stated his preference to withdraw from the 2025 matter if the court disqualifies him from the 23 case. Ms. Gitani is unlikely to be a witness in the 25 case. Thus, the defense has not sought to disqualify Mr. Cosgrove from that matter. This begs the question, why is Mr. Cosgrove interested in remaining on the 23 case but willing to abandon the 2025 case? Sorry. Mr. Cosgrove is the Commonwealth. As a consequence of the above described conflicts and scandals plaguing the prosecution of Mr. Carney, the Commonwealth's last remaining prosecutor is one who already recused himself from another case due to his conflict with Ms. Gitani. The undesirable reality that Mr. Cosgrove's disqualification will leave this case stateless is the Commonwealth's problem. It may raise some difficult questions about the prosecution of Mr. Carney, but it should not factor into Mr. Cosgrove's fitness to remain on the case. A further consequence of Mr. Cosgrove being the only prosector on this case is the Commonwealth's response was drafted by a conflicted prosector rather than one without a personal interest in seeing Ms. Gitani discredited. Not surprisingly, the tone and substance of Mr. Cosgrove's response illustrated the conflict between him and Ms. Gitani. Before Ms. Gitani accused him of intentional misconduct, Mr. Cosgrove successfully fought to prevent the public release of embarrassing and private details from her personal life by seeking broad impoundment and protective orders. His view apparently changed once Ms. Gitani sued him. In his response, Mr. Cosgrove publicly regurgitated what he previously condemned Mr. Carney for widely disseminating about Ms. Gitani. See Commonwealth Memorandum in Opposition, dated December 5th, page 2 to 5. That's where he talks about her being a slutty slut. Thank you, Wallstrom, for 1 year. Baker will take on all comers at Dollywood 2026. Yes, we will wrestle in the mud. Even worse, in his response, the prosecutor, being sued by Miss Gattani, muses aloud about whether she might be prosecuted for perjury if she testifies as a defense witness at trial. Mr. Cosgrove's implication that Miss Gattani's anticipated U-turn testimony may expose herself to legal peril serves as a public warning to Miss Gattani that she should not testify at Mr. Carney's trial. In an ordinary situation, a prosecutor might express concern about a witness's possible criminal exposure, but the dynamic between Miss Gattani and Mr. Cosgrove is far from ordinary. Mr. Cosgrove had no such concern for Miss Gattani's welfare when he called her as a prosecution witness against Mr. Gattani at a district court trial after the defense brought information to the Commonwealth's attention that Miss Gattani would expose herself to possible perjury charges if she testified as anticipated. Now that Ms. Gattani's interests are adverse to his own, Mr. Cosgrove has publicly expressed concern that she might perjure herself if she testifies in a manner favorable to Mr. Carney. Why is this not witness intimidation? That's what we asked when we saw the mega motion, or the reply to the mega motion. Left unanswered and emblematic of the conflict that compels his disqualification is whether Mr. Cosgrove is A, expressing his personal opinion about Ms. Gattani's credibility and criminal exposure in the event her testimony favors Mr. Carney, or whether he speaks for the public as a representative of the Commonwealth. Of course, this would be an open question if the Commonwealth had the wherewithal to have its response to a disqualification motion drafted by someone other than the prosecutor who is the subject of the application and whose response includes his personal opinion that the witness suing him likely will perjure herself if she testifies at trial. Either way, the conflict is undeniable. Mr. Cosgrove personally benefits in the civil case by discrediting Ms. Gattani in the criminal case, which means his continued participation in this matter will lessen the public's confidence in the integrity of the prosecution. Nor should the irony of Mr. Cosgrove's comments about Ms. Gattani's credibility be lost on the court. A civil defendant prosecutor with a clear personal motive to discredit his accuser and or prevent her from testifying issued her a public perjury warning in a case in where he will argue that to the jury that Mr. Carney attempted to intimidate witnesses by, among other things, urging them to tell the truth. I got there half a page before Mr. Betterow. Given the Commonwealth's broad interpretation of the intent and emotional injury elements of witness intimidation, who knows if Ms. Gattani, a witness against Mr. Cosgrove, will allege that public statements by a powerful prosecutor defendant warning her about criminal exposure if she testifies constitutes witness intimidation of her by the adverse party in her lawsuit. Exactly. All of this yeah, we can make a Bakerwood. We're doing a meetup on the 21st in Odense. But this is turning into a shit show. What is WI? That's witness intimidation. Gen Toxic. Witness intimidation. Hey, Ralphie. But this is the problem. Where are we going with all of this? How can they keep going with all of this? Because I don't know if Lindsay Gattani can file witness intimidation or get, because again it would be the same DA's office who is now conflicted out of all of this, who is now a adverse party to Miss Gattani, so they will of course not do anything about it, but she could file that she's being harassed or something, so just to get it on paper, and then you're having another shit show. We know that Lindsay and Aidan's defense team are in some talks. The depth of it, I have no idea. I don't talk to any of these people. I don't know anything. But it could be sweet if she had someone a little smarter than Grant to be her um, legal counsel. Let's just call it that. That if she could get someone who could help her file some motions against Cosgrove for witness intimidation or something like that, this could this could muck up this case even worse than it already is. It's snowing right here, right now, waiting for -10. Kids build a snowman. It snowed a little bit here yesterday, not as much as something it could be. Hey, Philip. It's hampers. That's empty air. What? I don't know what that mean. Um, these charges need to be dropped. No one is disagreeing with you. I saw someone saying yesterday that, of course, they want Aidan never to see the inside of a prison and all of that, but they kind of want to see all of these people on the stand in front of Mr. Betterow and Mr. Bradle. And I have to say, I don't want that. As I said yesterday during my stream, I hope Aidan wakes up every single morning and there's a piece of paper saying all charges against you have been dropped. So he doesn't have to have that immense mental pressure on him. Would I love to see Jen McCabe being absolutely verbally outfucked? Yes. Do I think that Bukaki would have a hard time with his, oh, English is my third language? Yes. But for the sake of Aidan Carney, I hope we will never, ever see that. It's for our pleasure, it's for our benefit that we are a little selfish and say, oh, it could be so fun to see them on the stand. I wish from the bottom of my heart that Aidan Carney's charges will be dropped. All of these crazy people who has been convinced by Twisted Tragedies and Krusty Panties to file harassment lawsuits against him, it gets tucked away. Aidan Carney can start 2026 a free man, get his Wilbur Show 2.0 up and running. He doesn't have to call lawyers every day. He doesn't have to watch whatever he says. I don't want him to break his vow of non-drama. I'll do the drama instead. But I wish that he doesn't have to make bus stop videos every morning. I wish he doesn't have to look at his phone every night and say, "Oh fuck." I wish he didn't have to open his inbox to new filings. This is what all of us should wish for, even the people who don't like Aidan, because it's not a fair prosecution. Hey, Deborah, I am fine. We will see them all deposed and on the stand in the Karen Reed case. No, you will not see them deposed because that will be under a gag order, and the McAlbers have filed to have it put into federal court, so we most likely will not see any of it. And that's the sad truth about the Karen Reed case. If it moves up, you will not the federal, but the next level up, we will see none of it, and the depositions will be under seal. They would have to drop them with prejudice, and I don't know that they would do that. No, but I would have to. I am allowed to wish. I don't do New Year's resolutions and all of that because whatever. But I do hope that all of this goes away because we have all seen how Aidan has been emotionally affected. Sadly, also by people he trusted, people he might even have had some kind of love for. And no matter how you feel about Aidan Carney, that's emotional torture. that he's been through for at least the last 4 months has been just a pylon upon a pylon of emotional torture against a man who is an asshole. I've said it a million times, but no one deserves this level of emotional distress that he has been in. And again, the QR code, if you want to support Aiden's fund defense fund, or it's pinned at the top of the chat, because even though all these people out there, oh, you just paid a, a, a sum and then everything is fine. There's so many costs and it just keeps piling up. And no matter what you feel about Aiden, and that's the thing, it's the same thing when they now I'm apparently anti Karen Reed. I'm not anti Karen Reed. I think Karen Reed should win a billion trillion bucks. I feel sorry for you taxpayers of Massachusetts who will have to pay it, but I want all of these assholes to pay for what they did to her. The only thing I said is I don't like her as a person. I think from what I've seen, and that's perfectly fine. I still support her right. And I am glad we did as much as we could to get her free, even though I'm just a stupid YouTuber who covered the trial. We raised awareness. You don't have to like Aidan Carney as a person. You don't have to like his style because he is kind of a braggadocious person. What the Commonwealth is doing is still wrong. No matter if you like Aidan or you despise Aidan, the Commonwealth is still wrong. And if you think we fought for Karen Reed because Karen Reed, I saw some people who made this stupid, well, she's just a rich white woman. That's why you did it. I, I'm sorry. I'm not as racist as you are. I don't see it that way. And I'm not as misandrist as you are. I don't see it that way. I saw someone being falsely accused of a crime she couldn't have committed based on the fact in the case. Aidan Carney, who's not a rich white woman, is facing the exact same power machine. It's the same struggle. But if you don't support him because he said something bad because he got mad, we have all done it. Grow the fuck up. It's the same fight. We need to get Aidan free. Sorry. Yeah, that's the stupid double take they make because the Massachusetts State Police is right doing what they have done to Aidan, even though they are trying to still pin Karen with the conspiracy that all of this witness intimidation was kind of done on behalf of Karen Reed. They forget that part because they just want Aidan to be the bad person. And I'm sorry, that's crazy. Yeah. Back to the normally scheduled program. The case against Mr. Carney is a high profile matter of public concern which raises serious issues regarding the intersection of protected speech and alleged witness intimidation. Mr. Carney and the public are entitled to a conflict free, unbiased proceeding in which he and the public have confidence. This case cannot credibly proceed in the current posture. Mr. Cosgrove's personal interest in discrediting Ms. Gitani's conflicts with Mr. Carney's, the Commonwealth, and the public's interest in a fair and just legal proceeding, and compels his disqualification for the exact reason Mr. Cosgrove voluntarily withdrew from the 2024 indictment. It is fundamentally unfair to permit a district attorney to prosecute a case where he has a personal interest which prevent the district attorney from serving his only permissible master, the public. Commonwealth v. Dunlap. It is, of course, improper for a prosecutor to participate in a case where he has a pecuniary, I don't know if I said that word, it's money, interest, or if the prosecutor's personal interest as the defendant in a civil case will be furthered by a successful criminal prosecution. US v. Helt. In such circumstances, a conflict arises because the prosecutor, as a representative of the public, must seek justice to protect the innocent as well as to convict the guilty, and prosecution by a civil defendant may deny the impartial exercise of a prosecutor's discretion. Notwithstanding his personal interest in discrediting Ms. Gattani due to her allegations of misconduct against him, Mr. Cosgrove reasons that the same conflict that led him to voluntarily withdraw from the 2024 indictment does not require his disqualification here because A. Ms. Gattani is not a necessary Commonwealth witness, and B. Any testimony she might provide is not relevant. He's wrong. A defendant has a constitutional right to attack a witness' credibility by establishing that witness' bias and motive to falsely accuse him. Commonwealth v. Buey. This includes revealing possible biases, prejudice, or ulterior motives of the witness as they may relate directly to issues or personalities in the case at hand. Davis v. Alaska. Assuming arguendo that Mr. Cosgrove does not call Ms. Gattani as a witness and that her testimony would not be relevant to the substance of the indicted charges, Ms. Gattani's testimony will undermine the credibility of key prosecution witness Tully, Ms. McCabe, and possibly others. See the previous affidavits. In addition to being examined about issues that adversely impact Ms. McCabe's credibility and Tully's possible tampering with her cell phone, Ms. Gattani may be questioned about several civil allegations pending against Tully in 2 lawsuits. The court has discretion to decide whether Tully's credibility is a critical issue or whether his alleged misconduct is admissible in the interest of justice. Matter of grand jury investigation. I don't know. What 2 lawsuits is Tully in? Tully is being sued by Karen Reed. What's the other lawsuit? Does anyone know? Have I missed that? Did Karen sue him twice? I'm not sure. Oh, Gattani. We're just talking about it for stupid sake. Yes, Lindsay Gattani has sued him as well for disseminating her cell phone. Thank you, everyone, for reaching out and telling me. I forgot that one. I forgot. It's because it's Grant who wrote it. I forgot it. In any scenario in which Mr. Cosgrove examines these witnesses and or comments on their credibility, fundamental fairness requires that the jury be made aware that the prosecutor addressing it has a personal interest in discrediting Ms. Gattani and crediting those whose credibility is damaged by Ms. Gattani. Such a scenario would expose the jury to Mr. Cosgrove's conflict of interest, which means that the proper remedy is to ensure that another disinterested prosecutor conduct these examination and address the credibility of these witnesses. It's axiomatic that an individual prosecutor cannot prosecute a case in which his personal interests differ from those of the Commonwealth, where there is a significant risk that an individual prosecutor's representation of the Commonwealth in a specific matter will be materially limited by the lawyer's personal interest. The prosecutor shall not represent the Commonwealth in the case. See Massachusetts Rule of Professional Conduct. They have them, but they don't use them. See also Commonwealth v. Cousins, Commonwealth v. Perkins. Here, Mr. Cosgrove's personal interest in seeing Ms. Gattani discredited differs from the Commonwealth's interest, which in every case is to see that justice is done. Commonwealth v. Woodward, Dunlap. The district attorney probably has only the master of the people. The district attorney probably has only the master of the people of the Commonwealth. His duty is to seek justice and to protect the innocent as well as to convict the guilty. In accordance with its obligation to see that justice is done, it is in the Commonwealth's interest to investigate allegations that may adversely impact the credibility of its witnesses, even if the result may favor Mr. Carney. Giglio v. USA, Commonwealth v. McFarlane. It is therefore incumbent that the Commonwealth fully vets Ms. Gattani's claims regarding the credibility of Tully, McCabe, and others. Gattani has alleged that she was pressured to cooperate by Ms. McCabe. Can we play this?
Yes, the very first time I spoke to Jen McCabe.
Can you hear this? I've never tried playing from this before. Can you hear it? Yes. Okay. I don't know. The chat is really slow in my program.
Yes, the very first time I spoke to Jen McCabe, I was driving to the Polar Express with my kids, had my speakerphone on talking to Kate, didn't know that she was on speaker or was with anybody, and all of a sudden she says, "Oh, I'm with Jen McCabe." And Jen McCabe just hops on the phone. And I don't know, I mean, I don't know what to say to this person. Like, I've never met her. I just said, "Oh, I'm so sorry for everything that you've been going through, you know." And she says to me, just like this has been said before, "If you were really sorry, you would testify before the grand jury." Excuse me, bitch? And yes, I did say this to Aidan on the night that he
This is a good Christian channel.
came over my house December 23rd. That disgusted me. Rubbed me absolutely the wrong way. Like, first of all, I have nothing to be sorry for. I never participated in any protest. I never participated in any.
I like interactive motions. Only problem is finding back to where I was. This one. Ms. Gattani has alleged that she was pressured to cooperate with Ms. McCabe. She has claimed that Ms. McCabe provided benefits to Kate Peter. I just want to know about the couch, Lindsay. Please just spill the couch tea. Lindsay Gattani on 9/23/25. I don't know about the couch. I know I was kicked out of their secret Discord last December because I told Grant about Jen paying for Kate's makeup, haircuts, clothes. I was then giving a warning about who I could not speak to. Next day, I was locked out and the smear campaign began online, followed by the fake donor to my legal fundraising and sabotaging it by deliberately lying and saying it wasn't a real one. Ain't life grand? She has asserted that Miss McCabe has voodoo dolls of Mr. Carney and Miss Reed. Fun fact, Jen McCabe have several voodoo dolls of Karen Reed, Aidan Carney, and others sitting in a wicker bowl on a table in her dining room. That's sane. 10/9/25. I love this. This is fun. Oh, and I'm being told that the YouTube glitch is back where people can't be seen. Again, reach out to YouTube on Twitter. That's where it's the easiest way to get in contact with them. I don't know why, but that's how it is. And it shouldn't be like that. She was told by Catherine Peter that Miss McCabe was worried about the disclosure of text messages. I've gotten calls from reporters. I'm lightly involved in the public. Even Netflix wants a bite of this apple. Was that their goal from the beginning? Is that why Kate told me Jen McCabe was worried about her text messages coming out between her and Carrie Roberts from February 1st, 2022, 3 days after John O'Keefe's death, where Jen said a movie would be made about them and Carrie called dib on Sandra Bullock playing her character? I mean, Kate lies a lot, so who knows? But I'm sure we'll eventually find out if this is true through civil discovery, right? 12/9/25. Maybe. She was told by Krusty that McCabe was worried about the disclosure of text messages between her and Carrie Roberts, which revealed that a few days after John O'Keefe's death, they discussed who would play them in a movie. On December 20th, Miss Roberts publicly claimed that she and Miss McCabe joked about Sandra Bullock. Oh, it's the Canton Housewives.
Another thing I was going to mention that we hadn't talked about, because obviously we had all talked, me and the girls before, about things we wanted to ask you, but there was something we didn't even hit on, and I feel like I don't even want to bring it up because it's so ridiculous.
What the hell?
But I mean,
hell?
but I feel like it makes me so angry when I see these ridiculous, and it's just in the last few days where you don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say Sandra Bullock.
Oh,
And that's a normal, like,
Who is that lady who talked there? I'm not really into all of these people. I know who Big Red is, and I don't know who Tuesday Gazette is, but I've seen her. But who's the black? Is that the drama llama? She seems absolutely boinkers.
it doesn't even, like, it's just the audacity of these people to take this and they try as they might, right? It never comes off. Like, it never goes to anyone else except these weirdos that try to make it into something it's not, but it just really, it just blows my mind, the things that, and if this is all they have, I was saying that, I think maybe I said it to Julie today. If all these people have is stuff like that and made up things, I mean, God help Aidan Kearney in his case and the civil case, because it's not going to be like the criminal trial. I think we all know that. So, if these things are the only things they have, then
well,
Good
let
luck.
me just clear up the Sandra Bullock for just a
that's
moment.
where it's coming from, right? It's coming
Right.
from Aidan Kearney
From him.
and his
I couldn't tell you,
little
but I will tell you this.
person.
Sandra Bullock,
And-
I love her, but she's not tall. Neither am I. She's brunette, as am I. That's as far as it went. And the woman isn't even acting. And I think the joke was, I hope Sandra Bullock comes out of retirement because we might need her. Like, I didn't go, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Jen, we had said was Angelina. I don't even remember. We had one for John. We had someone for everybody. And it was one of those, like, who are you going to play in the you got to remember the 4 days, the day it happened, I didn't eat, which at the time I understand. I was lard ass, whatever. They called me, whatever need be. But I didn't eat for 4 days. Like, I didn't know my name. I logged on to work on Monday, and some of my
I love that part where Tuesday Gazette wakes up.
need be. But I didn't eat for 4 days. Like, I didn't know my name.
I don't know if she's on the delay or whatever she is, but oh god. Ugh. Well, totally normal to discuss who's going to play you in the movies. Yeah, that was that one. That was number 9. Where is footnote number 9? Yes. It is in the Commonwealth's interest to investigate these claims because if they are true, Miss McCabe's credibility will be undermined. C. Davis. Miss Gattani will testify that Tully intentionally mishandled her cell phone by tampering with and or deleting its contents. Tully will deny this. Mr. Cosgrove has accepted Tully's explanation without any further investigation. Clearly, these issues are relevant to Tully's credibility, and the jury should not be ignorant to the fact that the prosecutors addressing it has a personal interest in favoring Tully's over Gattani because he was sued by Miss Gattani and is Tully's co-defendant. As is the case with evidence regarding Miss McCabe's credibility, it is in the Commonwealth's interest to determine whether Miss Gattani's allegations about Tully are true. But it is in Mr. Cosgrove's personal interest to simply credit Miss McCabe and his co-defendants, Detective Tully, and to discredit Miss Gattani. Moreover, Mr. Cosgrove is, I don't get that sentence, but it is in Mr. Cosgrove's personal interest to simply credit Miss McCabe and and discredit, sorry, I mixed the names up. Mr. Cosgrove is incapable of acting in the Commonwealth's interest regarding Ms. Gitani's allegation because he cannot directly engage his accuser. In any event, it is hard to fathom why Ms. Gitani would agree to speak to Mr. Cosgrove about these issues given their present legal entanglement. The bottom line is that any scenario in which Mr. Cosgrove argues in support of Tully's credibility and or against Ms. Gitani's credibility serve his personal interest above all else. There is simply no way around this conflict. As described by the DC Court, the Circuit Court of Appeals, Ms. Gitani's unvetted allegations make it untenable for Mr. Cosgrove to prosecute this case because his personal interest in discrediting Ms. Gitani is in conflict with the Commonwealth interest in seeing that justice is done, and leads to the inescapable conclusion, inescapable conclusion that his participation fails to preserve the appearance of impartiality in the proceedings held. As previously noted, this appearance of impartiality will be further destroyed by the Norfolk SPDU's failure to recuse itself, Mr. Proctor's bias and disparaging comments about Mr. Kearney during the investigation, and evidence of Sergeant Bukaki's lack of impartiality, fundraising efforts, and advocacy on behalf of the witnesses against Mr. Kearney. Sergeant Bukaki's fundraising on behalf of prosecution witnesses obligates the Commonwealth under Brady, Gigolo, and Rule 14 to investigate and then disclose any evidence that tends to show that the McCabe's and Alberts were offered, sought, expected, or received any possible benefits related to Sergeant Bukaki's solicitation on their behalf. This includes communication between and among Sergeant Bukaki and the witnesses, and records of money received by the witnesses related to Sergeant Bukaki's request for donations. This is why you shut up as a police officer, because now you made this into a Rule 14 problem. But hey, dumb people get in trouble with the law a lot. In these circumstances, it is improper for a prosecutor to participate in a case where a threat to his personal and professional reputation is created by a bona fide civil lawsuit alleging bad faith in the performance of his official duties. This is the exact situation that exists here in the light of Ms. Gitani's allegations against Mr. Cosgrove. Mr. Cosgrove's opinion that Ms. Gitani's lawsuit will not survive a motion to dismiss doesn't absolve the conflict. The conflict is created by Ms. Gitani's allegation, which, even if not the subject of an active lawsuit, create the risk of reputational and professional damage to Mr. Cosgrove. See State v. Cox. Reversal on finding of conflict where a sincere and conscientious public official would naturally be outraged by alleged defamatory statements, as would any person having his good reputation. Accordingly, given the need to promote the appearance of justice, a trial court on a timely motion should disqualify a prosecutor from participating in a criminal action when he has a personal conflict interest in a civil case. See Dunlap. The district attorney must be held to the highest ethical standards, which include even the appearance of a conflict of interest. Sinclair v. State. Disqualification appropriate when prosecution has significant personal interest in a civil matter, which may impair his obligation in a criminal case. Conclusion. For the foregoing reasons and those stated in the prior defense submission, the court should disqualify Robert Cosgrove from participating in the prosecution of docket number 2382 CR 00313. Dated December 30th, New York, New York. It's a wonderful town. I, Mark Betterow, certify, blah, blah, blah. Another Betterow motion that delivers. What? Have a pleasant day. Thank you for the legal reading. The chat was just tainted. Okay. Mods, did I miss something? Let me see if my mods has told me that. No. Either my mods are sleeping or... What? I nah. Hmm? Sometimes when you are sitting here and you are doing your streams, I've been reading for an hour now. I barely looked at chat. I've been reading. I don't have time to take care of everything. Normally, if I hear my Discord start dinging, it's because my mods has seen something that they think I might have to pay attention to. I have a very broad, you can say almost anything on my channel. But if it gets a little out of hand, I might come and say, stop it. And in the weirdest cases, I will say, okay, fuck off. But some people, could we make a deal in 2026? I'll promise I will be doing this myself. Before you turn on the internets, turn off your emotions. Because people are so personally attacked by whatever happens on the internet. That has nothing to do with you. But because someone has a different opinion, pearls be clutched. You really don't need to be clutching your pearls that much. Did Will come in here? Is he? Why can't I see Will now? And say people say good morning to Will, but I can't see Will. Is it one of those where you can see him and I can't see him? Like with the what the hell? Yeah. So now it seems like Will is and Turtle Boy is there. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube right now, but there's so many people who are not showing up. Hey, Nick. But hey, Will. Hey, Aidan. Hope you all had a great New Year's. But it's YouTube. Please stop fixing problems because people disappear. Chat can see someone, the streamer can't see them. Sometimes no one can be seen, and we are the ones getting blamed for all of it. So please don't do that because I haven't blocked anyone. I don't remember when we blocked the last person on this channel. So that's a little annoying. Can you stream on Saturday again, building Gizmo? I think I'm going to save Gizmo for a special occasion. So, Zip, zip. Well, maybe they were here, maybe they left. Chat is also super laggy. Yeah, that's another thing I have noticed. So for any of you who are sitting there and thinking, why is that asshole Baker not answering me? Most likely because I don't see you. For those of you who think, why is Sue being such an obnoxious cowbag? It's because it's a Saturday. But maybe it's because she doesn't see you and she doesn't respond. It's been a problem on my channel. I've had Nicola Maxwell. I haven't seen her in 6 months. Chat can see her. I can't see her. I can see her comments on my community wall. J7 started last week disappearing. And again, I don't know who else because she was vocal about it and said, hey, can you see me in chat? But I don't know how many else is sitting out there and thinking, what a group of assholes. I think I'm funny. I think I have something good to say. I've had 3 other people reach out to me who asked if my mods had banned them because they were trying to participate in a chat. And it's YouTube. I can't do anything about it. And it's really effing annoying. We had a fix with modding people, but I can't sit there and mod every time, especially when I have things going on. It's just annoying. I wish YouTube would fix it. But if I'm being an a-hole, then everything is normal. Yeah, but we can see you. Why isn't you we can't see? That would be easier. But it's it's just annoying. But another great motion from Betero, I have to say. And Aidan is lucky that he has a great team behind him. Part of the reason why he has such a great team is because of the generosity of you people who have supported him not only financially but also emotionally, shown that even though he's under attack almost constantly, in the beginning it was just all the antis attacking him. Sadly, we all know how the last couple of months have been. Aidan is an important case. Aidan is the important case in Massachusetts right now because it's an attack of all of your freedoms. No matter if you like or dislike Aidan, that is the battle that you need to be invested in. I don't care if you like me, Will Declarer, Mike Cryford, Brian LTL, or Aidan Carney, or whatever stupid drama we are having right now on the Twitch threads. It doesn't matter. What matters is the Commonwealth is trying to use all of your taxpayer money, all of the power you invest in them, to railroad a citizen journalist. Why? Because they have an incestuous relationship with a family who have some influence in Canton. And that's why you should fight. Oh, I can see Aidan. Yes, I am. It's why certain people are trying very hard to attack him in the hopes that he won't stay. Not going to happen. Yes. Everyone, imagine how I had my big spurg out yesterday. I said all the bad words yesterday, so I'll try and moderate it for the daytime crew. Think how evil you will have to be to have gone on a campaign to take Mark Betterow away from Aidan's defense team. Think how evil you have to be to try and take support away from Aidan just because of internet bullshit. Think about who you are now aligning yourself with. The same people who constantly, daily sit on the Twitch thread and tell you Karen Reed killed John O'Keefe. These people are no better than twisted tragedies and crusty panties in the goal they have. Even Grant, who I think is the biggest joke because he's blown his mind out with weed, said yesterday, we got to protect Aidan Carney. I am not asking you to donate money. I'm not asking you to change your mind about Aidan Turtleboy, because I know some people will never like the way he is. Some people don't like the way I am, and it's fine. But you have to recognize trying to hinder a man the best possible defense he can have against a corrupt state like Massachusetts puts you squarely on the wrong side of history. People, you have to realize that. When they tell you that you have to hate Aidan now, they want Aidan to lose this battle, not knowing that that potentially can harm Karen Reed as well. Because they don't think that far. They just want Aidan down. These people are jealous of his success. They're jealous of the amazing following he has among all of you. And they want to take him down no matter what. That's not how you treat internet beef. I will guarantee you, even though I don't know Aidan's thoughts, Aidan don't spend 2 seconds a day thinking about how he can get Mike off the YouTubes. I can guarantee you there isn't a big conspiracy where we all have a big group where we have decided we won't have LTL on the YouTubes anymore. Because that's not what it is to be a YouTuber. Aidan is spending every single second of his time fighting a fight for the First Amendment. He's spending all of his time trying to raise funds to fight for his First Amendment rights, and by proxy, your First Amendment rights. All of this internet bullshit, it's fun. I like screaming my head off about stupid people. But the reality is, one man and one man only has the entire pressure of the Commonwealth straight on his forehead, and they want him gone. If you support that, you are not better than they are. So please, people, you don't have to love any of us, but you have to fight with us. I know you're all sitting out there and saying, well, you don't support Karen Reed and you're against Karen Reed. This has nothing to do with Karen Reed. Nothing. I know you want to use her name as a shield against all the bad things you're doing. I'm not sure Karen Reed wants you to use her as a shield. There's one fight against the Commonwealth. It's Aidan Carney. There's one fight against the McAlberts in a civil suit. That's different than Aidan Carney's First Amendment lawsuit. People have to realize that. You don't have to choose one or the other. Right now in Massachusetts, there are 3 worthy causes that you can support. You can support Karen Reed. No one has ever said you can't support Karen Reed. Well, Aidan said she could go make her own money. She could. It's a civil suit. She has the opportunity to work. She's not tied up like she was in a legal battle. But I would never tell you. I promoted the fundraiser she was on because I thought that would be the right thing to do, even though Mike had been an asshole to me and the JFK crew had been an asshole to me. I told you all, go watch DJ. I wouldn't be picking it down and saying, fuck these people, because I still believe we should help Karen Reed as best as we can. Kelsey Fitzsimmons, we need to get some closure. Thankfully, she's out of prison, but we need closure in that case as well. Thank you, Masa, for all you're doing. You are the best of us because you are not in the dirt with the rest of us. And third, and probably most important, Aidan Carney, 90 years in prison. 90 years in prison. Just taste it in your mouth. Look at the crimes that people think he has done that warrant all the hate he's seeing online. Is it reasonable to fight this way? Is it reasonable that they are so much against Aidan Carney? Or is it just petty jealousy? I know whose side I'm on. I'm on the side who fights against tyranny. As Bostonians, I know I'm not allowed to come to Michigan, Massachusetts, or Michigan. I'm not allowed anywhere. I'm not allowed to come to Boston. I've been told that I'm not good enough for you. But from across the pond, because I was allowed to fight against the tyranny in Ken Reed's case, but from across the pond, I will do whatever I can to raise awareness, share whatever news there is in the trial. Again, wherever it is on my screen, please support Aidan's fundraiser. Because Massachusetts have a massive problem. It won't go away soon. And the civil suit Karen Reed is filing will take forever, most of it will never ever see the public eye, especially if they succeed to get it lifted up so we won't have access to it. We will only get whatever comes out in the end. My hope, my dream for summer 2026, I have a lot of other dreams, hopes that Aidan could find a date for the Wilbur show. I've said that for 3 weeks now. Well, you're in Texas. Of course, I'm good enough for Texas. But one of my hopes is I'm going to open up a bus stop live in the morning, and there's no bus stop live. Because Aidan Carney has been told we dropped the case with prejudice. It's not coming back. Nothing's coming back. And you don't have to be afraid every day. Aidan is under an insane amount of pressure. I can't even fathom how he's still walking, talking, and smiling. But I think he is partly because of all of you wonderful people. Because you support him, you show up for him, you encourage him, you go in front of all the shit they throw at him. Thank you all so much for all what you're doing. We are just the talking faces. We can do the fighting online, but you are the everyday people who will text him, encourage him, do all of the good stuff. Thank you so much for helping in all the ways you are helping. We can't do a lot, but you do a lot, and you change the world if you do it. Someone said Adam Deitch is the way. He looks better than any other candidate I've seen. So that's what I am saying. So maybe that's the one. If you have any influence in the political party, because it is a one-party state, maybe try and push for him internally in the party. That's what I would say. Hey, Tracy girl. Turtle boy, just always watch your six, my friend, and God protect you. Yeah. I hope Adam Dietz reads this. He probably don't go and spend much time on a Danish guy's YouTube channel. So, yeah. Without YouTube new journalism, just imagine what would be hidden for those in power. Just go to Sue O'Connell and see who she's mad at today for disclosing something they didn't disclose. Who is fighting who in chat? I don't know who. Who are we fighting? Do I have to yell at someone? Happy New Year to you as well, Dr. Wolf Dimples. Okay, I just don't want to fight anyone. I have a troll. Well, my mods haven't told me it's a bad troll. Everyone, as I said, don't have all these fifis. Be Scandinavian, be stoic. Accept that sometimes life isn't just the way you want it. Sometimes people are acting in a stupid way, and you just have to look at them and say, fuck that. Because you can't change them. Idiots will be idiots. That's one of the parts that's good about being an idiot. Because just like being dead, it doesn't hurt you, only everyone around you. So don't fight the trolls, says the man who just did 3 hours yesterday screaming at a troll. 2026, let's grow thicker skin. Let's stop giving them what they want because they just want you to fight them because they have no life. They have no meaning in life. We have that. We have a case, we have a cause. Let's fight for that one. Don't give them what they want. They want all of this chat to be about them, and we don't want to give them that. Oh, by the way, you can all yell at Dave. But everyone, another great Better Roll letter. Thank you so much for stopping by. And thank you, Aidan and Will, for stopping by. Aidan is having his, I can never figure out, he's having his Saturday night stream tonight. I believe he has a Saturday night stream. I always say he has a Sunday stream and it's a Thursday stream. Mike, no, not Mike. Tennessee Will. Why? It's kind of like Dutch oven. Have you? He normally has a few streams going on as well. So please go and support Will and Aidan. Good guys. I'm not going to do we are the team justice. They are team vile, because miss me with that shit. I'm not putting on a superhero costume. But go support the good ones. You know who you like, and you like them because they're good people. Let all the other people ramble, rage. Don't give them what they want. Love you all. Oh, I have to see if I missed some super chats. Oh, and one just came in. Tons of fun. 10 months says, we love Lord Baguette. The expert gave a $1 super chat. Holly Mac gave 10 Broken Baker memberships. Wallstorm member for 12 months. Baker will take on commerce in Dollywood. And Proctorial misconduct. I was so proud of you on that stream. It was being cheered about all night in multiple channels. You are a legend and well loved. Happy New Year. I am no such thing. I am just an angry man who let it out. And even though it feels good and the numbers were amazing, it's also a very dangerous route to jump on all that drama, because it sells in a very short time and then you lose all of the dead weight. So here's to not losing dead weight, only real weight in 2026. Go support Aidan. Go support the Glera. Go support the people out there that doesn't want other people to go to prison just because they have a very sore female front pocket. Love you.
I'm Jimmy. How y'all doing?
I know English is your second language, but you don't word
It's
your
my
questions
third,
carefully.
but I'm still better at it than you. You are
The most important people in this case that everybody seems to have forgotten in this room is the jury. So we're going to take a 15-minute break and both sides take a pregnant pause and think about the jury.